With these can-do videos, you'll see real-life situations where you have to introduce yourself, talk about your family, or give your contact information. So, by the end, you can do them yourself in Chinese. This video is a small portion of our can-do course. To get the full course, including translations, grammar tools, and assessment tests, click the link in the description. Welcome to Can Do Chinese by ChineseClass101.com.
大家好，我是李英如。Hi everyone, I'm Yinru Li. In this lesson, you will learn how to ask about someone's well-being.
This is Mark Lee, and he's in the office break room. He greets Wei Huang, a colleague, and asks, "How are you?"
你好吗？
Listen to the conversation and focus on the question. Ready?
你好吗？我很好。
Once more with the English translation.
你好吗？
How are you?
我很好。
I'm good. Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
First, do you remember how Mark asks Wei, "How are you?"
你好吗？
First is
你
you.
你
Next is
好
good.
好
Pronunciation note. When there are two third tones in a row, the first one changes to the second tone. Listen to the pronunciation again.
你好
Last is
吗
the question marking particle. It turns the sentence into a question.
吗
Altogether,
你好吗
literally, you good? But it translates as, how are you?
你好吗？
Let's take a closer look at the response.
Do you remember how Wei says, I'm good?
我很好。
First is
我
I.
我
Next is
很
very.
很
Last is
好
good.
好
Pronunciation note. Here there are three third tones in a row. The first two change to the second tone. Listen to the pronunciation again.
我很好
Altogether,
我很好
literally, I very good, but translates as, I am good.
我很好。
Note, there is no linking verb in this sentence. Instead,
很
is placed between the noun
我
and adjective.
好
This is a common pattern when describing a noun with an adjective. Noun,
很
adjective.
When talking to someone of higher social status, such as a superior at the office, seniors, etc., you can say 您好吗? How are you? 您好吗? This starts with 您, you, when used in formal Chinese. 您 您 is often used to show respect to people. Remember this phrase, 您好吗? How are you? You'll need it again later. Note, Chinese native speakers are more likely to ask about each other's well-being when they haven't seen each other for a while. When you want to show your concern because the other person does not look so well, a good phrase to use is 你还好吗? Are you alright? 你还好吗?
Let's look at some more examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
你好吗？我很好。你好吗？我很好。你好吗？
我一般般，
你好吗？
我一般般。
您好吗？
我很好，
您好吗？
我很好。
你好吗？
很好，你呢？
你好吗？
很好，你呢？ Did you notice I shortened the response and added the phrase 你呢？很好，你呢？
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
很好，你呢？
I'm good. And you?
很好，
Is the shortened form of
我很好，我
is omitted, as it's understood from context. After this is
你呢？
and you.
你呢？
First is
你
you.
你
Next is
呢？
which means something like how about in this context.
呢？呢？
Together,
你呢？
literally, you how about, but translates as and you.
你呢？
Let's review the key words and phrases.
您
You, formal.
您一般般，
So-so.
一般般，一般般。
Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say you? 你 and how to say good? 好 Do you remember how Mark Lee asks, How are you?
你好吗？
你好吗? Do you remember how to say I? 我 And how Wei Wang says, I'm good.
我很好。
我很好 Do you remember how to say, and you? 你呢? 你呢? And the formal way to say you. 您 Do you remember the formal way to ask, how are you? 您好吗? 您好吗? And how to say, so-so. 一般般 一般般
Let's practice. Imagine you're Wei Wang, Mark's colleague. Ask how Mark is doing. Ready?
你好吗？我一般般。
Listen again and repeat.
你好吗？你好吗？
Let's try another. Imagine you're Mark Lee, and you meet your boss at work. Ask about your boss's well-being using formal Chinese. Ready?
您好吗？
我很好。
Listen again and repeat.
您好吗？您好吗？
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Sasha and you meet your friend at school. Respond by saying, I'm good, and you? Ready?
你好吗？很好，你呢？
Listen again and repeat.
很好，你呢？很好，你呢？
The phrases you learned in this lesson are an important part of your language learning journey. However, as mentioned above, these phrases are often used with someone you haven't met in a while to show your concern about their well-being. When seeing a friend you meet often, you might just use a simple greeting. Then you would follow that with a question related to small talk, such as, Did you eat? 吃了吗? This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Now you know how to ask about well-being in Chinese. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.